If you look up at the top here, you have azimuth, elevation, and range. This is a radar blip. This is taken on U.S. government tracking cameras and radar. And you're going to see something here. This shows the actual, that they're seeing something here. It's a little hard to see. There's a blip right here. The craft is approximately 4.5 miles out away from the camera at this point at the S-13 site. And these sites are all over the range. There's a 3 million acre bombing range for Nellis Air Force Base. It's in south central Nevada. And the controllers, you're not having the audio, they're just civilian contract workers, and they're not classified to see the black budget craft when they fly. Area 51 of the Groom Lake is part of this range. But you can see it here. They're going to do a launch up on it, and it'll say something here shortly in that. But launch up is when they lock radar on an object just before you fire on it in the military. Okay, that's doing it right now. At that point, this thing took off, and it will look like it's going back and forth because this is a joystick control camera by the operator, so they're having a trouble keeping up with it.
Who shot this again, you said?
Pardon?
Who shot the video?
This is these controllers on the range.
Right, okay, yeah.
This tape is illegal. The individual who smuggled it out of the range, it was done in November 1994, got caught, he went to prison. How I got it was I got it in 95, 2 months after I received the copy, which I have a friend who was a controller who was hand-carried by another of my friends to me. It was shown on sightings. The segment is intruder on the range. And their so-called experts had no idea what they were looking at. Now, what's happening here is they're going to go back to what they call safe 4 place on the pole with the camera. And they're going to switch from the S-13 site to the S-30 site. And you'll see this change once this thing ranges itself here. But you have to remember, they locked radar on it, and they actually got what's known as a kill, meaning they had a hard lock on something there. It was really there. It's not a mirage. Now, you can see here the black is the craft. Look at the radar here. That's being jammed by the craft. It's jamming this. And if you get in, they're actually going to, in a minute, they're going to zoom in on it and get closer. And you're going to, as you look here closely, it looks like rotor blades. There's a fluctuation around it. This is the massive field that's around the craft. And it's how this works. Linda's father's technology is this. There's no moving parts, none. And when this gets up higher, this is daylight. This is daytime on the range. Now you can see it real close. If you look, it looks like a hummingbird would have with the wings fluttering, but that's the field effect. And when it gets above these clouds here, you're going to see the white plasma field that surrounds the craft, as you can see here. It's approximately putting out, I guess, anywhere from at least 100 million volts, maybe higher. The black, again, is the craft itself. And you're going to get to a point here where it looks like a clover leaf of 4 separate fields. How this works is, the technology is very simple, a capacitor. And this thing moves towards the positive charge. By switching your polarity in the fields, you change directions instantaneously. The crew inside is inside their own gravity field. There's no sensation of movement whatsoever. There's no stress, zero.
Fascinating. Now, I wanted to ask if there's if there's a more additional to that we should know of, if you think. Is there anything additional to that we should?
I have this on my site, my YouTube channel, for people to see on that. I have other things. But as you can see here, the 4. And this reverse engineering craft, with all that there, this is so much simpler. Think simple. There's no moving parts. There's even a way to tap energy with no moving parts. None.